Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If your son and your daughter has arrived home from their school, I want you to have this very candid conversation with that child, because I'm giving you part 2 of the reasons why, or the data I have collected with proof and evidence, why these children are behaving the way they are behaving. Allow me to start by saying this. In as much as we are blaming these children for whatever they are doing, for their unruliness, for their lack of sense, I want us to take few steps back and look at a group of children who have got no any other way of expressing their frustrations other than being destructive. And I say this because as we are speaking right now, there are schools that are running normally. Those administrations are in total agreement with those children. Those children understand what is going on. The administration is there and things are running on normally, not stage managed or anybody being under coercion. I can count so many schools. I don't want to just mention schools in this production. Part 2. Why, in my opinion and in my observation, most schools are burning down and students are going home. Yesterday I talked about opaqueness in conversation, in communication in most of these schools, and the children don't have anybody to talk to. Administrations are harsh. There is high-handedness. There are people who don't want even to listen to these children. If parents talk, those parents are viewed as people who are like their children. They are rude. They are arrogant. Wanajifanya wajuaji. So teachers and administrations would always want to profile those parents and those children, and as a result, nobody is raising any concern or any issue. Today, I want to tell you something. You don't need to agree with me. If your son or your daughter is at home, confirm this reality with them and tell me if I'm saying the truth or not. Let me tell you, over 70% of all these teachers you are seeing in most of these national schools or senior schools don't teach. Yes, I just said that. Over 70% of these teachers you are seeing in national schools or some of these extra-county schools, they don't teach. You know why? There's always a general belief that the children or the learners who are always absorbed in the national schools or some of these high-ranking extra-county schools are naturally bright. These children, their cognitive ability is up there. These children, their retention ability is up there. These are children whose IQ is up there. There's no need to teach them. You only need to trigger a task, you give them, and they do. I agree. I'm not refusing. Really, learning is supposed to be learner-centered. But learning cannot be about learners alone. The truth of the matter is, over 70% of teachers in these schools are full-time businessmen or socialites or socialite bimbos or content creators and part-time teachers. I repeat, over 70% in these schools. Take note, most of the schools that have gone on strike are more recently promoted national schools, which were very excellent extra-county schools, and some of the traditional national schools. In most of those schools, teachers have become socialites, content creators, full-time businessmen, and part-time teachers. So now what do? A biology teacher walks into class, and after walking into class, gives notes from page 15 to page 125. A textbook to be duplicated. Transfer the textbook into your exercise books. I will come and explain. That teacher will never come to explain that thing. When that teacher resurfaces in the class next time, he will again give notes and assignments. Copy notes from page 175 to page 300. And then gives assignment and goes missing in action. Most of the times you will find them, they're in the staff room, they are recording live things, they are making stories. You'll see them outside there in the markets. They are doing markets, they are doing business, they are doing their own stuff, which I'm not refusing. Some of them are in extracurricular activities, they are always outside school. And they always ensure every time they are not in school. By the end of the day, tell me this child in school wakes up in the morning, walimu anakuja kufunza kwa hii class. Akona 50 pages ya biology notes anafaa kuandika, 50 pages ya history book notes anafaa kuandika, 50 pages ya theory notes anafaa kuandika. Mwalimu wa maths baada hajampatia 20 questions ama 30 questions anafaa kufanya. And all these teachers are giving assignments, and they are given strict timelines within which these assignments and these notes are supposed to be copied. Question is, what time does this child sit down to read their own notes, these notes that you are pumping on them? What time do these children sit down just to rest? Because also let us agree, these children need to rest. In most of these schools, there's one thing that is killing these national schools or most of our senior schools: the madness and the craze to produce good results and have what we call 100% university transition. Everywhere now, when you go and schools are launching their mean score, they are launching their mean. We want a mean of 9 point and over 100 or 98% university entry transition. We want this. That is what is driving the madness and the craze that we are having in these schools. And because of that, other than teachers not teaching in most of those schools, I'm using the word most, there are what we call ridiculous programs to achieve this mean score. Students are ever doing exams. Exams that most of the times are never even revised. Exam after exam, exam after exam, exam after exam, exam after exam. These exams are never even revised. These exams, students are not even prepared to do them. Students are just waking up in the morning, a teacher is in class, we are giving an exam. You see, then if I am given an exam I've not been prepared for, I've not been told to prepare for that exam, it simply means that is not an assessment. That is not an assessment. Assessment is supposed to be assessing a specific thing. I've been revising this topic, so I get questions on that topic and I give. As a teacher of English, I've been training English paper 1. Let me get some good paper 1 and tell them that on this day I want us to do this paper because I want us to see how much we have gone. You set objectives of a test before you give it. But in most of these schools, people want to get results by all means. And as a result, it doesn't matter whether these children are fatigued, these children are not absorbing, these children have reached saturation point. Nobody wants to know. When you inflate a balloon will get inflated. It will reach a particular level where it can't take pressure anymore and burst. Whatever you are seeing outside there are children who have burst and they cannot take pressure anymore from with the teachers and administration that don't want to reason with these people. Number 3, there is this madness, and I call it madness and greed for extra money in school. These children wake up at 4. Teachers are with them in school at 4. These children go back for preps in the evening. Teachers are with them in class up to 11 or 10. Teachers are with these children the whole of Saturday, the whole of Sunday. I ask myself a question. If you, mwalimu, and myself, we can create time to go and enjoy outside there for 1 or 2 hours. You can go kwa mkahawa mwingine, you take some tea, you take some coffee, you hang out with your friends, you do some evening dinner together. You are an adult. You cannot sit down and work from Monday to Monday. You can create some time to work. But a child who is under 18 should be sitting in class from 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. in the evening, every day, up to including Saturday. There are schools in this country that even simple things like entertainment was scrapped off from the system. These children don't even go for entertainment. When are they going to cool off? Games times, they don't go. They go only for some few minutes. They go back to class because we want to push the syllabus. We want to do what? We want to get grades to go to the university. And we are drilling these children in primary. We take them to school, we drill them through. We end up getting students with good grades in the university but are idiots who cannot reason. Universities and colleges are now receiving idiots who are having good grades but cannot think outside the box, cannot solve any problem about their lives. They cannot make even critical decisions about their own lives because schools were all about grades, results, grades. Nobody's talking about character. Nobody's talking about attitude. Nobody's talking about etiquette. Nobody's bothered about those things. Provided me I get my 50 A's, I'll go outside there to go and brag. I got 50 A's, I got 100 A's, we got a mean of 11 points. But at the same time, these children are absorbing a lot of pressure and making them to make very weird decisions. I propose this. Can schools have reasonable ways of administering exams and handling these children?